T-Rex arms. Roar. What the hell am I doing? Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind me, still working on a 72 Super. Sorry if the audio sucks, it's raining. Can't really help it. Well, I mean, I can invest in, spray foam roofing, but that, that's expensive and I'm cheap and it very rarely rains. Or I could just not record when it's raining and then you guys miss all the fun stuff. So, I'm gonna record and tolerate the audio. For this part of this video, it's gonna edit it multi-parts because I gotta get some stuff done definitely today for progress tomorrow on this thing. But anyways, what we're doing, taking all the tin work off, carburetor, basically stripping this down for ostensibly gonna be a long block and build it back up with all new seals and parts, just so when it goes back in the car, like I said, it doesn't run the greatest, but could be from sitting, could be a bad tune, what have you. Still don't know what this engine is. Other than I'm thinking 1600, 1641 just going off of the 34 pit carburetor. But anyways, gonna start stripping this thing down and make hopefully rejuvenate the top end. So stay tuned for whatever I start recording because my brain's just not tracking because I have words coming, but the static is like real with these range wraps for my brain hole. Best way I can put it, but. Let me bring in here and we'll start taking things off of this thing. All right, guys, forgot to push play or record or go. Hey, took the belt off. You didn't miss nothing. But what we're doing, I think I said in the intro, I might cut another intro. Ooh, that wire looks good. Good, well, let's get new wires anyway, so what does it matter? Like I said, this engine did run. But, little nibbles taken out. That's good. But my ADD brain with the squirrels kicked in as normal. But what we're doing is we're going to strip this thing down to, or at least this part. We're just going to strip this thing down to basically a long block because I have to and reseal everything. So it'll be getting new plugs, new wires. Like I said, I got to get these tins off because they are going black. Like I think I said in the other video, well, chrome's cool. It on this engine's not getting you home. So might get you AAA. Yeah, probably. It doesn't run good, is what I'm saying. What was this wire for? Oh, carburetor. But yeah, let's oh yeah, electronic conditions also going in it. So I'm just gonna ramble. Pretty much what we're doing right now, or what I'm doing right now, is the equivalent of commentating golf. Rip off the carburetor. Like I said, and pretty much every time I do carbs, take off this idle air cutoff. They shouldn't be held in tight, and they're not. You don't really need to reef on them. But yeah, just get it out of the way. It's getting a new carburetor. I can tell by the way it's, I'm gonna get demonetized. I can tell by the way that the settings are on this thing that either someone just slapped it together, to get it running, or it's just been running way out of whack for a while. It will be getting electronics, I think I said, but 13. Pull this thing off. Yeah, take the distributor cap off, take that idle air off, and then you got, range of motion to you know, reach in here. Oh. Are you glued on? Oh, yeah. You can tell by the coloring and, you know, the way that it is. This thing leaked. Very varnishy. I'm surprised it actually did run. I don't know if the light picks up, but all that shininess that's coming off. It's not clear coat. It's varnish, so that's good. Set you over there. All right. They were recording. Anyway, didn't have my whole charging rig set up. Anyway, ohming the coil. You want a 3 ohm coil for the, you know, the resistance for what I run on the electronics, so you don't burn them up. Not familiar with this Mexico unit, so let's see what we got. Make sure it's disconnected from anything, and set your, you know, DVOM to, you know, horseshoe mode at 200, and go across the terminals. I think I've shown this before. 3-3. Stop. Stop. Stay. 3-3. That would tell me I can run this coil and not worry about burning up the points or the electronics. Excuse me. But yeah, I think you really have 2 options in coils as far as, you know, resistance goes. You have the 3 ohms, you know, affectionately known as 3 ohms, obviously 3-3 or whatever they are at. So you don't need what's called a ballast resistor. And then you have the, like a 0.6, I think, 0.3, 0.6 coil. Those you do need to regulate if you do have one. You can still run it, but you need to put a ballast resistor in line. If you don't, you'll cook that unit, and you know your brand new electronic, and then be really mad at probably whatever company you bought it from. And I run, I think I've said this, I run MP units, or, you know, their badge is MP. I can't tell you if that's what they are. I run the cheapest stuff I find, guys. Again, because I warranty everything, parts and labor. So if it comes down to I should have spent, hello bug, if it comes out I should have spent, you know, $150 on a Pertronic unit, or $80 or whatever it is on a Pertronic unit, and I would have had the same results because I didn't check things, or if I spend whatever, $40, $50, I can't remember what I spend. Yeah, if I spend that on the cheaper unit and check everything out, what's the difference? I guess what I'm saying is if the, you know, guess what I'm trying to say is, I guess if an $80 unit goes out, and $90 or $200, hell, a $5,000 unit goes out, or if my whatever I put in, you know, say a $10 unit from Wish, I never go that cheap, but you know, if that goes out, I'm still eating the cost and labor. So I stand by, you know, repair work and stuff like that. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I do have stuff come back, especially revival guys, or revival, guys. Problem with them is they're not really coming back. It's just more for work that I did. It's more. They usually come back when new problems arise, because, like I said, this thing is going to be as good as it can be for sitting for, like I said, what the owner told me, 15 to 20 years. So, obviously, you know, I would love to replace every nut, bolt, component, engine, you know, new engine, new transmission, new everything. But at the end of the day, unless you want to spend 50 grand, which I don't think anyone does, especially on a Volkswagen, to get off, you know, to get it re-roadworthy. Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of, like I said, look at me now. Basically commentating golf. I don't know how to make this interesting. Taking off the manifolds now. Manifolds off. We can leave this on, the crossover, that's fine. NGKs, wow. 2 engines in a row with NGKs. What are you running? That bus non-resistored. That was barely tight. Ooh, that one doesn't feel good. That one does not feel good. Oh, good. My arm was in it. Those already knocked off pretty easy. This one, a little bit tight. I gotta get a light in there. I don't know how well this is gonna pick up, but there's definitely schmutz. And by schmutz, I mean metal on this. My camera doesn't focus worth the crap. Yeah, I do not like that. Let's put that in there. VR6HS's, same plug I run, by the way. I don't like that plug. What do the rest of them look like? The rest of them broke easy. Cylinder 3 was loose. Cylinder 1 wasn't barely tight. That's a good burn on this one. That's telling me someone's been in here to at least put some parts in it to get it running. Yeah, this is super low mileage, and just looking at it, it's not. Cylinder 4, I mean, you can't see it from there, but also running good. Cylinder 1 does not look good. Does not look healthy. Intake leak, maybe? Causing it to run richer? Nope. Cylinder 3. Front 2 got a good burn. Rear 2, not so much. They're oily and sooty, which is weird. What are you? Random washer stuck in there. That's good for build quality. Yeah, 2 washers and an M6x1. So there's probably a fan shroud missing bolt somewhere. That's good. Let's lay that there. Is there any mysteries in this side? Nope. All right. So we know that stuff. What are we gonna pull next? Shush. Guess we'll get these. Why do I keep dropping, magnet? We started getting these tins off. Oh, great. All right, guys. I think I said this in my first video episode, last one on this car, that I'm pretty sure, because the way the carb was and everything, this thing had dual carbs on it, and I'm gonna stick by that because my ADD kicked in, and somebody took an old, cut-off wheel or body saw to that for clearancing. Why would you do why would you do that unless you were clearing something? Huh? The jello thickens on this engine. Also couldn't get a hold of Remco. They didn't say anything. So I still don't know what I'm working with. Still speculating a 16. Because, yeah, the studs aren't big, so it doesn't look like it's, you know, they're whatever, 10 studs. They're not 8s. So case hasn't been blown out. Where'd that spark plug go? There it is. Cover this hole. Cover this hole. Go in. Thank you. But yeah, vented head. I mean, that doesn't really mean much. But yeah, these are cut out. Normally dual carbs. Clearance issue. Clearance, if you will. Where do I put in my pile? See if I can snake this out without taking off this oil pressure sender. Old pilot. Or throw out. Don't need that. Yeah. Will you sneak? Feels like a bad game show. No. No, you will not. Where am I going? Anywho's, got that tin off. It's, well, with the other one on the ground. I'm going to get them blasted and get them black. So this will all be black, at least the front dressing. This stay, oh, I'll pull this off, the oil cooler. We got to undo the generator. I chased that spark plug. Looking in it, I wish I recorded, but I didn't. It definitely got cross-threaded because you could see there were, you know, 2 lead-ins. So it just depended on what lead-in you got it started on. I chased it with a thread chaser and got it kind of to say, no, only 1. Now it's only like 1 1/4. But yeah, so that spark plug at least comes in and out easily now, so on and so forth. I don't think there's any need to pull the head off to run a thread saver or Hitler coil or so on and so forth in there. But yeah, this engine's still an Enigma. What do we got under here? Let's TDC something. We're close. That should be 4, right? Is that how the caps work? We're backwards, right? No, that should be 1. Should be TDC 1. Let's see what the adjustments are. Well, I mean, while we're here, and well, of course, yeah. I really got to call Rimco. Well, those are huge gaps, but get you off the charger. I think I joked in the first video that I said, Lord help me, I'm working on a race car. The Mushroom Enigma, or, you know, Marshmallow Enigma is, you know, enigma-sizing even more. Because, yeah, roller, probably a 4-to-1, still a VW head, but that's not saying much. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Roller, possibly ratio, 4-to-1. Do I see shims? Yes, I do. They're probably 4-to-1. Oh, man. All right, hold on. Let me get you back on charge. Now, stop making noise. So, yeah, there's shims under these rockers. That's telling me it's like a 4-to-1 or a 125-to-1 ratio. Or whatever, 4-to-125, 125-to-1. Anywho, it's a ratio rocker. Seeing those shims under there, but it is. They are good. They're out of spec. Well, actually, they're probably not. I'm feeling the jiggle in the ball. If there's 0. That would lead me to believe they're chrome moly rods. If there's at normal, I can't get a. Yeah, I can get 6 under that one. All right, so let's probably 8, U6. All right, there's gaps. So that's telling me it is a at least an aluminum push rod, not a chrome moly. Chrome moly, at least I set at 0, because they don't expand like the aluminums. The reason you're setting the gap is to compensate for expansion. To where it's expanded, it theoretically will be at 0 at full, heat of, operating temperature. So great. So now we got ratio rockers, 1 carburetor. No idea what size engine. I lose that carb already. I want to pull the jet, see if they opened it up any. Yeah, so, hold on, let me reposition you. I'm going to take a break, actually. All right, I'm going to sit down for this. Maybe I can unpack it a little bit better. Yeah, an Enigma of an engine. It is a Volkswagen block still, non-serialized, has Rimco stamped in the back. Ratio rockers. Only reason I'm saying the ratios are shimmed underneath. Usually stock rockers you don't have to shim if you run ratios. They tend to, you get the push rod angle out of whack and banana them. Ask me how I tailpipe some. But, so ratio rockers, Tinworks that was cut for dual carbs. We got most likely a used distributor with new points on it, a not Volkswagen, off the shelf coil. Not saying that's bad, but I mean, might have had something laying around to run it. Non-oil cooler, not non-doghouse oil cooler or fan shroud. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I really don't. Did someone had, full flow case too? Can run a mustache bar if you want to run, type 3 or, excuse me. Can run a mustache bar or, type 3 engine. Support is what I'm getting at, the holes. Did someone just have this engine laying around and slap it into this car, or did all the goodies get taken off of this car when it was in paint and body, and that's why it sat, and someone got it back and just slapped some parts on it? I'm not sure. All right, guys, bear with me. It's been I think maybe 2 days since I shot the previous part of this video so far, so running around doing things. I was waiting to get the Tinwork back. I dropped them off of my blaster so you can blast them. They're black now, so that's good. Anyway, I think we're going to continue by taking the gen off, or alternator, what have you, because it has to go somewhere. Like that. All right. Gently place that over there. Oil cooler. Let's replace these seals. Random piece of wire. Always good to find. 13, I don't need that. Any 10s. Still raining here, so that's great. I definitely have an electrical problem going on just due to the fact that my lights keep strobing. So, that's always good. Maybe have my electrician look at that sooner than later, because I like light. You have 3 bolts that hold these things on, and that goes with these style and the extended, or the doghouse, the kickoff. They're 10s. Loosen them up, get them out of the way. All right, those nuts are off. Just jiggle this thing up and pull it out. Smells good. Actually smells really rich. And what we're after are these two. Here, let me bring it in here. What we're after are these two little rubber guys. Where's my pick? I know I have one around here. They just pop off. And let's clean this block up a little bit. There's only really two places oil can come from if you see them on top of the engine. One is oil cooler. Second is if your crankshaft, forward, shaft is wore out and just flinging oil on the engine. I mean, the case could leak, stuff like that. But as far as anything else goes, your main oil leaks if you see them on top of the engine. Most likely the oil cooler, which you can service them some of the times, depending on what kind of. If you don't have a doghouse with that little kick, you can usually get them out if they're still in the car. You don't actually have to pull the engine. Or I've been successful at it. So clean all this junk off. Clean off the bottom of this oil filler cooler. When you clean these off, look at the mating surface. Sometimes I've pulled them off where people wrench them down like crazy, I guess, and what happens is you actually dent this surface and, kink it in, and then it doesn't seal well. So you'll be doing it again. Usually when you buy gasket sets for VW engines, they come with a plethora of things. Some go to your engine, some go to other engines. It's just easier to, I guess, throw them all in one thing. Well, the last set I had, I stole the rings out of. They're the flatter, wider ones. Apparently for this unit, because those won't work. They're, like I said, there's a couple styles. Usually when people throw this style in is when they dent the bottom, because the ones that they require are the thinner ones. So just like I said, be kind of aware of what you have going on. All right, I managed to get those damn nuts started. What a pain in the butt. But they're started. I'll run these things on, and we'll get back to you when this cooler's attached. Now would be a good time if you do notice a bunch of, crud on your engine, to clean it up. I'm going to go through and clean all these fins before I get the tins on. So that, aids in cooling. And also, if it does leak, it's going to be cleaned so you can identify where the leak could be coming from. But let me toil around with this. It sucks that you can't get a ratchet or a speed wrench on, or a ratcheting wrench on here, but I guess it's good so you don't over torque it. I've had these cars come in with the ears here that they go through sheared off, so that's good. But let me keep on toiling, and I'll get back to you with next phase of whatever we're doing. Why is there a JB weld on that? There's probably a hole in this thing. Awesome. Meant to say this. Way I tighten these things is I'll run the forward two down first, and then I'll tighten this back one. And actually tighten this back one, I guess. Not crazily, but, snug, because it is rubber. And I'll go back and re-snug those, because if you watch it, it'll cam over. So you're not over-tightening these things, and then just get these snug again. But that's all. All right, I was wiping down this block. Real quick, segue of whatever I was doing, because distractions like normal. Clean off this block, and I think it's somewhere I mentioned in this video, or one of them, that not really sure on what this engine was. Speculated it could have been a, Type 3 engine or a bus engine, but no VIN up front. Well, if you didn't know, under the doghouse on Type 3s, I'm commentating, shush. On Type 3s, it's stamped here. So this is a Type 3 engine. I actually pulled up the listings, if you will, and it comes out to it's a TO block, which is a 66 to 73 1600. So at least we know we're working with a 1600. Whether it got punched out, don't know. It doesn't look it. Just looking at like the case and the studs and all that stuff, everything looks like a standard 1600. I could be wrong, but more random stuff. But at least I know the baseline of this engine because, again, Rimco hasn't been helpful. But, all right, where are we at? Let me get, I guess, the doghouse, and we'll put that on. Where did you go? I literally just had you. And this just awkwardly, gently goes back on the way it was. Get out of there. Gently and awkwardly. All right. Excuse me. So that's back on. Thunder. Just temporarily put the strap back. This way it's wiggly. What else? Let me get the, man, there's still crap in there. Get these guys off. The old gaskets. Yeah, carbon coming out of the back cylinders, and that's indicative of what we read on the plugs. Front ones look clean, back ones look carboned. Why, I don't know. Unless this engine did have duals on it, to where the rears were tuned richer. But you really should have an even burn off of, a single manifold. It shouldn't care if it's going to the front cylinders or back cylinders, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But, all right. I didn't loosen those, did I? Nope. Okay. That oil pressure has to come off again. Yeah, I had the pins just blasted and shot them quick. Satin black and shove them on. Why am I doing this the hard way? We don't have this attached anymore. New paint. Let's, immediately put scratches in it, I guess. So, yeah. That side. This side. On and on. They're probably, man. Those are on. Let me run those nuts back in. While I'm here, just so secure it down. All right, it's still a bit noisy if you can hear, but I'm gonna get the intakes getting ready to go on. Already cleaned and slapped down the gaskets. So we'll take these horns and just, put them on. Slide back more. Come on. One. Let's start this other one on. Son of a bitch, that will blow that down. And just slide this other one on. Ah, dang it. Remember your clamps. I usually like to get them seated first, those, and then tighten down my manifolds. So that is what I'm going to do. And then again, due to the rain, I'll chime in with something else. All right, real quick, while I have a break in the weather. Coils installed, HT leads on, the electronics for distributor are ran. What else we got going on? Carb, I'm gonna hold off till I actually get it onto the engine. I'll throw that on later and regret my decision of life then. Exhaust. Yeah, we'll slap on the heater boxes now. That will be next, or at least that's where I'm going next with this. Heater boxes. Gotta find them. And then what? Yeah, heater boxes. Then I guess we're just gonna shove this into the car. So going well. All right, guys. This is the next day. It just wound up being too much of a, just a mess outside with the rain and the loud noises, and recording not really good in a metal building. But anyways, I don't know where I left off, but got the heater pipes, tubes, whatever on. Yeah, they're not the prettiest, but they work. They're functional. The engine's all sorted. It is ready to make more of a mess. That's cool. Let's put that back on just for reasons. But yeah, what am I kicking now? Anywho's, guess we're at the point, or I guess I'm at the point where we're going to start stabbing this thing in and actually get it to function as a engine in a car. Meant to show you guys, and I forgot, I already disconnected it. But this is not where you want to keep your fuel filter and pump, right behind the engine above cylinder number 3, because they don't have a reputation of running hot or anything. So this is garbage. I'm going to relocate a pump underneath the underneath the gas tank in the front of the car. So it'd be a pusher. It's better. These pumps, if you didn't know, are better pushers than air pullers. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to reuse this one because it works. It's not bad. Or put in one of the clickety clacks that I normally run. So I don't know. But let me get this thing up in the air and we'll start jiggle wiggling this engine in and hopefully have a running car by the end of this episode. Because I think the ignition still works. I took apart the steering column for other reasons. I'll bring you in, but let's start getting this thing in. All right, gonna start, stabbing this engine in. Make sure everything's clear out of the way. Nothing's gonna bind, hang. So, so on and so forth. I don't like that wire because that got me last time, but you know what? We're not gonna change anything. We'll leave it. Should be fine. All right. Looks good. As far as the fuel line goes, I'm going to run a new one for temporary purposes. I'm doing away with all that AN stuff, Army Navy line. But let's roll this thing under and let's hopefully, get this thing mounted and ready to run today. So like I said, it did run-ish. When I originally got it, ran terribly. I thought I had video of it. I don't, unfortunately. But yeah, the idle was through the roof. Yeah, it was just all sorts of bad. Just stay out of the way enough. But all right, what are we looking like? It looks like an engine somewhere. Let's see if it cooperates. Now let me take that pulley off, because I know it'll annoy me. Or bolt. Looking good there. It's gonna have to come forward some. Stay. Right on the crossbar. Forward some. You stay out of the way. Should clear. All right, guys, got that wheel off. Let me show you what we got going on, or I have going on right now. Like I said, it felt like it was hitting. A bunch of stuff isn't jiving well. Yeah, the heater box is hitting that fun, awesome oil filter unit. Everything else is clearing nicely, but now I got to get this thing out so I can get this thing back. If I was keeping the J-tubes, J-pipes, you know, headers, whatever you want to call it, non-heat, the heat delete kit, if you will, wouldn't be an issue. But now that we're getting heat, I hope, yeah, they have to come out. So give me a second, let me rip that thing out, and hopefully scooch that engine back in. Like I said, things you find when you're working on other people's stuff. You know, everyone can say that, you know, oh, it only takes X amount of time to get engines in and out of these Volkswagens. What takes you so long? You run across this stuff. So, yeah, you might be able to get it out in, your car for, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. But, yeah, not the case in, repair land. But let me get that ripped out, and then I'll bring it back in to hopefully shove this engine in. All right, fuel filter. It's a Fram, whatever. But fuel filter's out. Other than that, I haven't even checked anything, so hopefully it just slides now. Let me see what clearance I got. Make sure we got open now. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything to hit there. That should hopefully slide. All right. Might as well just check the other side while I'm here. Should have took this wheel off too. Anywho, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Sure. That looks great. Now that hopefully restriction is out of the way, we can just shove this thing on and it'll go home where it wants to. Oh, so I got everything out of whack now. What did I do? What happened? Oh. Guess you just need a little encouragement of, questioning. All right, slid in. Solid. Let me get the bottom two bolts on. And yeah, lift it. Oh, really? It ain't gonna go anywhere. Let me just lift it and start getting bolts on. Weird how sometimes these things do jam and don't want to go in, and then other times they just slide right the hell in. That's in. Where are my bolt holes? Get a bolt it through. Yeah. All right. Lift it, get that D-bolt in, and then drop it. All right, top bolt's connected. I figure, this is tack. I think I came to the conclusion. I'm gonna button up here, And just go under and connect everything. Because I'm up here. So yeah, we got that. Move back some, guys. Top bolt's on. What do I got left? Let's attach. What was this? This was tack, which may or may not work. This is charging system. And this is, what was this? Screw and wire and a clamp. I don't know if this was used. This is carburetor. That's fine. 3 wires, that's gen. So let's put the gen on. Just slide onto there. All right. Go back and tighten everything. I'm just trying to figure out where these, you know, all these 900 wires go. Because we got this, which is the box, which wasn't connected to anything. So, all right, this was fuel and oil. Or not fuel and oil, oil and oil. Oil pressure and oil temp. Just kind of throwing stuff places, you know, it'll figure out where it's supposed to go. Oh, my camera spazzed out, so that's great. It still says I have minutes left on whatever I'm recording. Memory card, but yeah, not sure what the hell happened. Started doing all the flashing and stuff like that. Anywho, we're gonna put new pea shooters on if I can get the old ones out. They weren't bad, but you know what? I ordered 2 brand new shiny ones to go on this nice used exhaust, so we will use these. And other than this, well, this part of it, the exhaust is done. The only thing I like, I got to tighten up the top side, but the bottom side's done. I'll bring you in, show you what's going on, sort of. But yeah, new risers, new clamps, new, everything's connected. Got the upper bolts up here. Top side of the engine still got to take care of. Other than that, bottom side's done, engine secured. We're gonna have to come back under to figure out this fuel system. I looked at it. Don't know if I'm gonna be able to put the pump where I want to put the pump, just on the way this car's designed. So it might have to live back here. Or worst case scenario, I'm just gonna put a mechanical into it. I think I have one. Beautiful. All right, we got a standard mechanical pump, which is fine. Also comes, it's the entire kit, so it comes with whatever the hell rod it's supposed to have, so on and so forth. So, doesn't matter. We're running a mechanical. That actually saves me a lot of heartache. So I can run lines, so on and so forth. All right, let me get this thing down. Let's start buttoning up the top side. All right, guys, top of the engine's buttoned up. I got my timing light on this, and I have the carb pre-primed. See if this thing will light off. Unfortunately, I got excited about having a fuel pump. I have one, but I do not have the pedestal. So I'm going to order one, obviously, and it will go mechanical pump. But for now, just see how this thing runs. I just have it, you know, bowl full, and hopefully this thing lights off. Not sure. But everything looks connected, nothing seems in the way, everything's tight. Let's turn the key and see what happens. Oh. Open. Nothing. Ow. Battery's disconnected. Let's connect the battery and then see what happens. Now let's see what happens. Good sign, stuff kicked on. Contact. All right, she twists off. Let me give her some pumps, because I didn't do that. Now remember, this distributor's just stabbed in, so no idea if it's going to actually light off. Nothing. Let's go back some. Better. A little more backwards. Let me get some tension on that, because I can't see it and I don't want it to, the distributor itself to rotate. That's a 12. Oh, what are you doing? A little more? Weird. Go all the way this way. You want to switch distributor caps, checked over everything. It's the only thing I can think of. Refilled the bowl. Let's see if this is any better. Much. What's that gurgling? Timing's weird on it. The marks, it don't like to run where the marks were. Good news, we have oil flow. Can you see that? Yeah, make sure you put your spring clip back on your valve cover. I know I did. I must have bumped it off whenever I put the engine in. But yeah, let me figure out the idle issue, because she's jumping around. I look like Rudolph. Nice. Yeah, not sure why she's jumping around so much. But tuning in, so on and so forth. Give me a minute. Let me button up some stuff. All right, bowl only holds so much. Kind of hard jumping back and forth. I got to fix this oil leak. Not a big deal. That's not leaking, so that's a good thing. I'll twist it off, see what happens. But without being able to get the engine really warm and idling, really hard to tune. Refill the bowl. Like I said, a news cap on it. She starts, but oh, Jesus. Call me a liar. Get it on the choke. It runs, but like I said, without being able to tune this thing, it's going to make my life a nightmare. But yeah, let me cap this video. The engine's in, it runs, so we're good. A couple odds and ends, oil leaks and stuff like that. So give me a second, let me reposition, move some stuff, and yeah, I guess do a recap. All right, guys, gonna wrap this up. Anticlimactic episode. Engine is in, and it does make noise. But unfortunately, without having its own designated fuel system, whether a baby bottle to feed it, I don't know where mine is, but without having a designated fuel system, tuning in at 30 seconds at a time is gonna be near next to impossible. Happy it starts, happy it runs. Hopefully by the time the next video's out, it'll actually, well, it will be running, obviously, but we'll have the new cap and so on and so forth. But with that said, engine's in, it runs, well, makes noise. So yeah, I don't know how this video is coming out, by the way. I mean, it's over three or 4 days of bouncing between this and other projects and stuff, so on and so forth. But yeah, I guess if you like whatever the heck this comes out to, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day, and hopefully see you on the next one.